This week, my routine fell completely apart. I got zero workouts all week. I'm going to show you the number on the scale in a minute, but first, I want to walk you through what actually happens because I think it explains a lot. Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Enid Sabel. I share beauty, lifestyle, and faith on this channel, as well as my GLP-1 journey. For all of my subscribers, new or old, welcome or welcome back, and thank you for being here. This is a beautiful, growing community of women who encourage each other, who are keeping us posted on their day-to-day. If this is content that you find valuable, please hit that subscribe button and also drop in the comments whether or not you are joining us for the first time or if you've been here for a while. Next week, I will be sharing my 1 year in review on Zepbound videos, and I am excited to put that video together. I will be bringing out the old shout outs, which I used to do at the beginning of this journey, where I used to shout out my subscribers and their progress. And I am hoping to do that next week as well. So please feel free to drop in the comments where you are in your journey and how long you've been here with me on this channel. All right, guys, let's jump into it. First of all, we are going to do side effects. We're going to do the weigh-in. We're going to do the comparison report. And also, I want to talk about my lack of routine this week and getting no workouts in, despite me talking about getting into routine last week, or I should say this week, because I just released that video a few days ago, but I'm finally catching up. But yeah, there has been a lack thereof workouts and not proud of it, but I will talk about that in a second. Let's talk about side effects real quick. So this week was a bit of a funky week for me. Don't know exactly why. I have for some reason been feeling a little off. Not sure if it's something that I should get checked out. I'm going to finish out this week and then hit up my doctor on Monday, depending on how I am feeling. And when I say off, it's just kind of like this feeling sick kind of feeling. Like I'm not sure if I'm nauseous. I'm not sure if I'm feeling dizzy. I'm not sure if I'm just off. I don't know what it is. Now, the thing is that sometimes I do get these bouts of anxiety, and it could feel very similar to the side effects that I get being on the GLP-1 shot. For instance, sometimes when I am going to have an anxiety attack, or I am feeling really anxious, I start to get nauseous. I start to get headaches and I start to feel off, like my body feels like I might even pass out. I'm not sure if any of you have ever experienced that or have experienced anxiety in general, but if you have, let me know if those are actual symptoms that you get when you're having an anxiety attack. I think that it's helpful to inform people because we don't know who might be going through the same thing and can identify it. The reason why I feel like this was more anxiety than GLP-1 is because normally I'll start feeling even like a tightness in my chest. And that's something that I've struggled with for years. And honestly, I'm just going to say this as part of my Lancaster trip when I went last week, I believe it was, or the week before last. Now I'm blurring the timeline. But I remember when I went, there was one thing that I specifically prayed for, and that was over my anxiety, for God to take it away to the point where I don't need to depend on any kind of medication. So I declared myself free from anxiety in Jesus' name. Now, the reason I mention that is because when the devil, who is a liar, tries to bring those feelings back up, I rebuke it in Jesus' name. So when I started to feel anxious and I started getting these feelings, I would pray right over it. Like, no, God, you took this away from me and I left it there where I buried it in Lancaster and I didn't want to bring it back home with me. So I'm just throwing that in there to say, like, I am still struggling with that, but I am also not letting that take over. So whenever I feel those feelings, like, no, I left it over there. The devil's a liar. You're not coming back. You're not coming back. I am not accepting that in Jesus' name. I am healed and I am renewed. My body is healed and it's renewed, and I am not letting anything get to me, my feelings, and my mind. So, all of that to say, did I think it was side effects of the GLP-1? No, they mimic some of the feelings because of the nausea, because of the headaches, and I did struggle with that a few days ago. But again, like I started praying over it. I started feeling a little bit better, but I will wait it out to also see, because like I said, even like the dizziness, that so much was a little bit of what concerned me. not so much. And the dizziness is more like I feel like I'm like about to pass out. I feel like I might be my body is reacting a certain way. We're going to play it out because we're also not going to be negligent of our health. And if that's something that I need to bring up to my doctor, I will. But all in all, like we're just going to keep on praying over this because anxiety, stage exit right. Thank you. All right, so let's get into the weigh in and I will insert that clip right now. All right, so it seems as though I have dropped back down in weight, but there's always a story to the weight. What am I actually dropping down in? So let's go into the comparison report and see where that drop was. Now, I was 147.4 last week on the 17th. Today, on the 24th, I am weighing myself in on Friday. I know I usually film on Thursdays, but I filmed today on the 24th, which is still on the Friday schedule. So I am weighing in 146.2 pounds, which means I've dropped 1.2 pounds. I also told you last week that I was coming out of my period, so that could have impacted the number as well. My BMI has dropped down by 0.2. Body fat percentage, look at this, is up by 0.2%. The body fat mass, though, says that it is down by 0.2 pounds. The muscle percentage is down by 0.2%. Um, the body water percentage is down by 0.2%. The body water mass has dropped down by 1 pound. So the subcutaneous fat is up by 0.2%. Visceral fat remains the same, and metabolic age remains the same. Now, body water mass for me is also an important number because I do tend to retain a lot of water. As I've mentioned before, I have lymphedema in my left foot. So I tend to weigh more. So I tend to retain more water, being that the lymphatic system isn't doing what it has to do in my foot. So that also means that when there are hot days, I retain more water as well. And because I was also on my period, a woman tends to bloat and all the things. So I think that this is just showing that the excess water is now out of my system. So that could explain the number that we are seeing. I am still, in this 146 range compared to before I left to Spain. I was weighing I was weighing close to 150. Now the difference is that I was working out, and I do strongly believe that when I was working out, even though the numbers were up, it was because I was also building the muscle. While I was in Spain, though, I did walk a lot and did cardio. So I think it dropped my weight. And even though I haven't reflected that I've lost a lot of muscle, I do think that it had to do with the numbers dropping. And right now, I'm just kind of for the last 3 weeks between these numbers of 146, 147. So, all in all, I'm not doing bad. I think that the weight is great. I feel still good in my skin. I feel good in my body, the way that the clothes are fitting. We are all good there. Now, in regards to working out, I know I said I was going to jump back on it. But I honestly have to say that the motivation was shot completely since the start of the week, and it's no excuse. But I did try to be more mindful in my nutrition. Now, this week, I'll tell you, it started off with my family. So, my parents and my brother, they went off on vacation. They were supposed to leave Monday early morning, right? Had nothing to do with me. I wasn't going on vacation with them. They're off to have a good time. And JetBlue canceled their flight twice, and I felt terrible. And I don't know if anyone else is going through this, where the airlines are just canceling on you. If you're experiencing that, let me know, because I thought it was absolutely insane. They said that it was weather related. I felt terrible. So we were looking for options for them all Monday because after they were rebooked to leave Tuesday, at 6 p.m. Monday evening, they are saying that their flight was canceled again. So I started to look at options. My recommendation was just drive down there because clearly the weather, I'm not sure where they're seeing that there is a weather condition, but I said to them, just drive down there. I found them a car through Newark Airport for them to rent. I drove them down there. So all of that madness in the evening cut into the time that I was going to go work out because I already had in mind that I was going to do a 7:30 workout. And once I came back from the airport, it was like 11 p.m. Who is going to work out then? Not I. Not I. So because of that, I did not get to work out. And then it's just like this trickle effect. Then Tuesday comes and I'm like not feeling it. Wednesday comes, I'm still not feeling it because I'm just busy and I'm tired and I'm running from here to there. It's not an excuse, but I know that my motivation is not the same where it was a few months back. So, as I'm trying to climb back into that, I am actually trying to at least do better with the nutrition. I spoke to my Nourish dietitian on Monday, and she is just the sweetest thing. Like, I really love her. She is so gentle and kind, the way that she communicates things. She is just like, it's okay, let's just jump back on. Let's try to get your water intake up, which that is something that I really have to work on. But I have at least done a little bit better at taking in a little bit more water. And she also is just like, let's just slowly try to incorporate the veggies again into your meals. Because I was just like, listen, I got to be honest. I just want to be one and done. I just want to eat whatever is available and move on. Like, I don't want to be making all these multiple meals. But at least in the breakfast portion of my mornings, for the last few days, I've been doing scrambled eggs. I'll throw in some ham, some onions, some spinach, and some cottage cheese. So I'm starting off the mornings strong in terms of the meals. And throughout the day, I haven't been craving as much. So I have to say, I am on 2.5. And the 2.5 is doing its thing because I am not like insanely hungry that I need to eat all the time. But keeping that in mind, I still want to have a routine where I am eating at least 3 meals a day and some light snacks in between. But I think because I am not going crazy with the food and not eating things that are completely unhealthy, that is also helping stabilize my weight. So that is pretty much my update for this week. I want to thank you guys for being so patient with me, by the way, because as I was going through the back end of my YouTube studio, I noticed that there were a lot of comments in my community section that I never saw. I don't know why I did not get the notification. I feel terrible because I love to communicate and interact with you guys. So please don't feel like I'm ignoring you. I genuinely did not see it. And I also want to apologize because I was out for probably a little, I was out for about a month, and I know that you guys depend on the check-ins, and I am truly sorry for not checking in. June was a very crazy month. So, as you can see, it's almost the end of July, and finally, I am jumping back on track to get back to my normal schedule. So, thank you for being patient. Thank you for being here. Guys, I want to encourage you again to drop in the comments where you are in your journey. What is your progress looking like? Are you in maintenance? Are you in weight loss stage? I want to celebrate you and I want to thank you again for being here. And as always, I pray that God blesses you in new and amazing ways each and every single day. Take care.